All right, it says we're live. I don't know if I believe it.
Jenkins.
Yeah, we're live. We're live.
Dinner, baby.
So, welcome to Hit or Miss. I'm your host, Night Strike, and I've got an eclectic panel this evening. So, first off, we've got Scott. What's going on, Scott?
Not much. Just finishing dinner.
Yep. Then we've got everyone's favorite YouTube celebrity. We got Mr. Travis P11.
Dude, Sean Ponnery's a celebrity. He's one of the reasons why I'm here. But anyway, I appreciate the warm invite. Thanks, man. New video dropping tomorrow. Check it out on my channel, Travis P11. Oh, yeah.
Right. Then we've got everyone's favorite secret agent, Sean Connery.
Hello. I just thought I was going to do something crazy. Hello.
Which, by the way, if you don't know, check out Sean Connery's channel on YouTube. We do the War Room every Friday evening.
Indeed.
Until it's over.
Hopefully soon.
I'm not taking any bets, I'll tell you that.
Nah. Go on. Come on.
Yep. Anyways.
Talking to one of his 8 dogs.
I don't have any dogs.
Oh,
I can send it to you.
We're the only dogs in the house.
I don't take bite size. I only go for the full size.
Look, I'm going to send Travis 4 of my Yorkies. He can send me 2 corgis, and then we'll have this great blend of just chaos.
I would rather have a corgi over a Yorkie.
Get out of a Welsh Pembroke Corgi. That's what we could have.
Okay, you know what? I would rather have a pug than a Yorkie.
Dude, all you do is snot and sneeze all over you.
Tough.
I'm telling you, if you
They
guys
are
saw, I'm gonna start uploading pictures of my dog Tank, and you're gonna change your mind.
I like pugs. Okay.
I have convinced people on Instagram that I am a boutique breeder of what I call buttercream schnauzers.
Oh boy.
And they're like, "Oh my god, can I get my hands on?" Because I've got some oversized Yorkies that are like 10 pounds, and I cut them like schnauzers. Yeah.
You know what? You should just
Caramel Toffee Schnauzers. Say they're the newest designer dog, and they charge like 7 times more for them.
Exactly.
Well,
you should just
I've
do
got a
that.
friend who
People
has
are that dumb
buttercream-
sometimes.
I think she calls them buttercream golden retrievers. They're quite expensive. So when I cut my Yorkies to look like schnauzers, because they have blonde and silver hair, I'm like, introducing a buttercream schnauzer. And
There you
people are
go.
like, "Oh my god, I gotta get those." I'm like,
They're the Werther's original of the dog.
exactly.
Mhm.
I'm like $29.99. Pecans
Perfect
and
for old
pralines.
people.
Oh, this is the Bluebell pecans and praline ice cream schnauzers. It's great.
There you go.
Like I said, perfect for old people.
They will ruin your life.
That's why Sean has 8 of them.
That's why I have 8 of them.
Dude, Bluebell's good for anybody, regardless of age.
I figured if I could ruin my life, I should ruin it 8 times faster. So
Yeah.
it's all right.
So Sean, how is the Kraft mac and cheese diet?
I will have you know that I have been imbibing myself with a 4-pack of St. Arnold's Double Down IPAs, which are 9.2%. Then I managed to take my dad over to a pizzeria that I've been going to since I was 7 years old and hung out with the owner for an hour as he shoveled Shiner Box down my throat. And then we came home with pizza. But I came home and started feeding my dog, who has special needs, with a straw for the last 30 minutes, and I'm here.
Mhm.
So I haven't eaten dinner yet. I'm going to do the show first because the show must go on, and then we'll have pizza.
You know what? Just have a slice right now. I don't
I
mind.
can't. I got to feed the dog after the show, finish feeding her, and then finish feeding myself.
All right.
It's okay.
All right.
It's
So
pretty funny listening to an 87-year-old man with dementia go, "Wow, this truck is huge. It feels like a car." And I'm just like, I've been trying to tell you that for 20 years. So there's that.
Yeah, but you're still literally on the Kraft mac and cheese diet.
That's
No.
tomorrow. That's tomorrow.
He's on ramen noodles.
No, the pizza that I go to is $26. So
Well, anyways, we got a couple topics to talk about tonight. Not too many. I've only got like 2, and if we get through them fast, great. If we don't, that's fine. But there's some news come out of California. A California judge blocks release of gun owners' personal information. Last fall, California's governor, we all know the guy. We don't like him. Signed a bill into law.
Pelosi's nephew.
Nancy Pelosi's nephew, really, which that's true. Signed a bill into law that allows the distribution of personal information of the state's gun buyers with academic researchers. Because that won't do anything bad. They won't do anything bad with that data, will they? No. And it's against your privacy, honestly. Researchers like gun control advocate Garen Wintermute, who runs the UC Davis California Firearms Violence Research Center, a producer of anti-gun research used to back efforts to limit Second Amendment rights. Sharing California gun owners' personal data is a situation that's ripe for abuse. And given that the state's record of doxing gun owners, it puts law-abiding citizens at risk. That's why a group of gun rights organizations sued to block the data dumps. And the state's abysmal record played into San Diego's Superior Court Judge Catherine Bacall's decision. As she wrote, defendant responds, plaintiffs cannot establish irreparable harm because the personal identifying information has already been shared with researchers as recently as November of 2021. At 17. Op at 17. I don't know what that means, but yet this does not account for the potential and ongoing future harms that could occur by continuous use of the information. Additionally, although the most recent sharing of plaintiff's personal information, identifying information, occurred in November of 2021, this does not necessarily mean that future requests for data would not occur in the interim. Furthermore, and while this motion has been pending, massive data breach reportedly occurred that leaked personal identifying information from the firearm databases for concealed carry applicants in or about June of 2022. You guys remember that? We cover that? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Davos? Yeah.
CROA number 85 at 5. Accordingly, plaintiffs have shown that the balance of harm weighs in favor of issuing the injunction. Emphasis added. Judge McCall has issued an injunction blocking the distribution of the information. The FPC's press release on this was today. The FPC announced that San Diego Superior Court Judge Catherine McCall has issued a preliminary injunction in its lawsuit challenging California Assembly Bill 173, which requires the state's Department of Justice to share the personal identifying information of millions of gun and ammunition owners with other parties for non-law enforcement purposes. The ruling in Barba versus Bonta, which was affirmed by the judge in full, can be viewed at fpclegal.org. Defendant responds, plaintiffs cannot establish, okay, I think we just read that, but let's see. See, they just let me go over the same thing again. The California government has proven time and again that they can't be trusted with private personal information of its residents. Legal operations, Bill Sack of FPC director said, today's ruling enforces what FPC has been arguing all along, that you needn't be forced to open your front door to immoral government intrusion in order to exercise your fundamental rights. FPC is joined in the lawsuit by the Second Amendment Foundation, California Gun Rights Foundation, San Diego County Gun Owners PAC, Orange County Gun Owners PAC, and Inland Empire Gun Owners PAC. Individuals who would like to join the FPC Grassroots Army and support important pro-rights lawsuits and programs can sign up at joinfpc.org. Individuals and organizations wanting to support charitable efforts in support of the restoration of the Second Amendment and other natural rights can also make a tax-deductible donation to the FPC Action Foundation. For more on FPC's lawsuits and other pro-Second Amendment initiatives, visit fpclegal.org. And remember to follow them follow FPC on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. So that's the end of that one. Normally I don't read that, but at this point, I wanted to mention it because remember there was a leak on the what is it, the California government website where it listed all of the concealed carry owners and whatnot. You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And
You
this
mean
is
when the state doxed them?
yes. And this
So who's
is
the individual that was responsible for letting that file go public? Was there ever any trial for that person for breach of data or
no, it wasn't, or breach of data,
hacking
or
or
privacy. There was
that just doesn't happen on its own. It's got to be in it somehow. Somebody has to make that happen.
Did he hack it, or was it public domain though?
It
No, it
wasn't
was-
public domain.
Okay.
So nobody knows outright, or if the state of California knows, they ain't
Somebody's
telling
gonna have to sue to find out.
Uh-huh. Definitely. So
California ain't gonna say otherwise.
let's see. Apparently John Z's out there. He's in Missouri now.
I thought you wanted to talk about the Royal Mounties.
Warsaw wanted us to talk about that. I don't know if I want to talk about that or not. Do you want to talk about it?
Oh, you mentioned it this morning in our lobby.
No, Warsaw mentioned it.
Well, I mean, it's jurisdictional overreach, right? That
Well,
might be important.
we'll go. We'll talk about it. I'll make an exception.
Okay.
John Z is out there saying, "I'm going to my sheriff appointment on Thursday for my CCW." Woohoo! Because
I'm
John
sorry,
Z's,
did you have to ask for permission?
well, he's in Missouri now instead of New Jersey,
I
and
thought
that was a
was
step up from
Houston.
that's 2 steps up from being back in New York.
Or Jersey.
Yes.
Okay, because he's now in Missouri instead of New Jersey or New York. Okay, so
leaps and bounds
If it,
So-
it
for New
definitely
York,
makes
man.
you
Don't
put
even
the
go there.
Wanamaker shorter for him.
Yeah.
so give John Z props for getting out of the Northeast. All right.
Yes,
All right.
absolutely.
I mean,
Unlike a particular turtle who still can't get Discord to work.
but he's in California.
Are you saying he's technologically inept?
I'm not going to say anything because I don't want him to kick me in the balls that much harder.
He won't even.
He'd
show up
have to leave
Wanamaker.
California first.
I
Yeah,
met you in Wanamaker. He won't even leave his state of disarray.
You know who else we met? We met John.
We
in
met
Wyoming.
Call.
We met Travis.
We met Travis. We met a guy who walked around with something called the Block 19, who is now in Missouri, apparently.
Yes,
That's right. Now he can mill that out.
It was
into his
now
own
he-
firearm.
0%.
He can build out the Block 19.
John. Now you can turn the Block 19 into an actual firearm.
Go find
Don't
somebody
you
that spent
have-
some time
Mike,
in
don't
prison,
you have
get a
an
nail
end mill?
file, sit down with them.
Don't you own an end mill now? You can actually fill it. You can fix it
Yeah.
for him.
I have a
There you go.
CNC machine. Yes, I do.
Get that High Point Gen 3 C9 out before High Point actually does. So
Yeah,
Oh, where the fuck is my Yeet Cannon G2?
I can make a yeet
better
cannon.
find it. It's gonna go up in value, man.
See, vaporware.
Yeah.
They should
Anyway.
have called it. They should have called it the Duke Nukem Forever pistol because it's.
No, that actually came out. It just took 12 years.
That's the thing. Here's the problem with High Point is that if they release it and they do keep it under 200, that'll be probably one of the lowest priced
I'd buy one.
RMR cut. Oh, I'd get one too. They were saying they're gonna make like a semi or a double stack mag. All they have to do is modify the grips.
I thought it was cool.
I know. I don't know why. I mean, to me, it's not such a big deal anymore because now we got the dagger, which, $50 more gives you way more gun, right? With Glock parts compatibility. But it is really sad that they never got that in production. I mean, I don't know why. I don't know why they just didn't do
They
it
had a
more.
fire
It was
at the
a
factory.
marketing gimmick. It's Vaporware Champion Emeritus
Well, no, half their factory burned down.
Oh, really?
at High
Yeah.
Point.
Oh, okay. No, I didn't know that. Okay, never mind. All right, that's understandable.
That's what happened
Okay.
when the company.
I thought they were just shut down for COVID for a while or something. That was the only thing that happened to them. So
No, half
yeah.
their factory burned.
All right, never mind then.
I think I found it, but
Was Jeffrey Epstein involved?
no, and Epstein didn't kill himself. So
Crickets on top one. We're like, but did he?
Uh,
But
But
did he?
did he?
All right. ATF is not commenting on undercover Canadian police officer at gun show in Great Falls. This was in Montana.
Fuck 'em.
Okay. This is from the what is it? MontanaRightNow.com. They reached out to the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms and Explosives, otherwise known as the AFT, in regard to undercover Canadian police officer found at the gun show in Great Falls in September. ATS Public Information Officer Crystal K. McCoy
We're not associated. We're not related.
told us they are not going to comment on the issue with us, and they will not have a conversation about it. Sean, you didn't tell me you had a relative in the ATF.
I don't. I'm not related.
It's spelled the same way.
My dad had 9 children before me. Only 7 survived. We're not related.
Okay. The person in question was an undercover police officer assigned to a Royal Canadian Mounted Police Task Force for gun smuggling, and apparently was working with the ATF. Cascade County Sheriff Jesse Slaughter told Montana Right Now the sheriff's office was not informed about the undercover operation. Great Falls, Montana, according to Cascade County Sheriff's local county employees and people noticed someone with Canadian plates watching people at the gun show. Once deputies and the sheriff arrived, the operation was shut down immediately. It's very dangerous to have an operation like that, and we should have been notified. So we told them the operation was over, and to their credit, they agreed and they left. They left at that. Sheriff Slaughter said the police officer was assigned to a Royal Canadian Mounted Police Task Force for gun smuggling, as we're working with the ATF.
Did you say Sergeant Slaughter?
Yeah, no, Sheriff Slaughter.
Sheriff Slaughter. Okay.
No, I almost wanted to say
G.I. Joe.
I wanted to say, Sergeant Slaughter, but it's Sheriff Slaughter because apparently that's his name, Jesse Slaughter.
Because you can't spell slaughter without laughter.
No, you can't. You cannot. Let's see. We want to work with our federal partners. We do. And I want to have a working relationship with them. We've always had a really good working relationship, but there needs to be that mutual respect, said Slaughter. Slaughter tells Montana Right Now that not much information is known about the investigation, as he wasn't informed about the undercover operation. That could have been extremely, extremely dangerous. And then you had the variable that there was a Canadian law enforcement officer in there. And that would have been an international incident, said Slaughter. And he's not wrong. That's the end of that article. There's not a lot to go on that, but I want to mention the fact that what the hell are Canadian Mounted Police doing?
What are a bunch of snowbacks doing on our side of the border?
Right. What are they doing here?
Get on your
out of their
horse,
jurisdiction.
Get on your backwards ass horse, say sorry, and fuck off. You're not supposed to be on our side of the border.
I don't care if it's undercover or not. You don't have jurisdiction in the United States of America.
By the way, Darren, if you're listening, that was not directed at you. You're one
Bob,
of the cool Canadians.
Bob, if you're out there, we still love you, but your police have no jurisdiction in the United States of fucking America.
Get on your backwards ass horse and take your ass across the side of the border you belong on.
So sorry, not sorry.
Yes.
But yeah, it's just like, what the hell do you think the Canadians were doing? Honestly.
I think you and I talked about this morning, and I know that most of the people watching didn't hear that. This was a failed attempt at what they thought was going to be a sting operation for illegal weapons entering their country. Which is really funny because what they consider illegal wasn't always illegal. So why are you in our country?
Because they're trying to get around spying on Americans by using the Canadians.
Yeah, but Canada's not exactly an adversary to us.
No, the ATF. Around not spying on Americans by using the Canadians.
Yeah.
Kind of like how the federal government is prohibited from spying on Americans.
And you have to do it every
British
day.
do it and give them the data.
They do it every day.
Yep. So remember, if you guys have a comment or if you'd like to join the conversation and let us hear your opinion on the topics we're talking about, remember to @Night Strike and or super chat. Remember, super chats get read first on that. So, yeah, well, we got another topic to talk about. This is more of a conversational piece because all of us, or some of us at least, have some of these. And those of you out there listening, you have one probably yourself. If you don't, it probably fell in
I
the
cannot
lake.
confirm nor deny. I don't even know what you're talking about.
It probably fell in a lake, or you lost it in a bow hunting accident, or your dog ate your pistol. But apparently, the ATF brace amnesty is an unworkable entrapment that dictates terms of surrender. This article is from firearmsnews.com. It's an editorial piece. They're saying that the ATF brace amnesty is a study of how a bureaucracy can maneuver around elected officials. In this case, to ban and register pistol brace firearms. You either cough up all data on yourself and your gun, or face jail and exorbitant fines. And here's the problem I see with the whole pistol brace amnesty in general. What's to stop them from using all the information that they collected in the amnesty as entrapment anyways?
Oh, because you're in an amnesty period. There's no entrapment. Like you came clean. You got nothing to hide.
But what happens from them going after you after the fact, even though you registered?
What happens to the guy who doesn't pay attention to these things day to day, like the majority of us who are either on this panel or watching, who have a brace,
screwed.
Who bought the brace, who thought, oh, this is a neat idea. They bought one, and they built it, and it's been sitting in a safe, unfired for like the last 5 years. That man is now a felon unknowingly because he bought it under perfectly legal pretenses but some asshole decided to move the goalposts, and now all of a sudden he's a felon.
Mm-hmm.
Well, first off, facto laws are illegal in the United States under the Constitution. So the ATF can go fuck themselves.
Technically, all gun control laws are illegal against the Constitution.
Yes, they are.
Yes, but retroactive gun laws
are even worse. I would agree.
Also, Washington Gun Law did a great fucking video on the brace amnesty.
Mm-hmm.
And
if you can find that video, let me know so we can link it to everyone out there.
The trap is that the ATF, when you send in the pictures for your amnesty, is still going to score your pistol,
right,
on their little worksheet. And the wording
is
it's eligible if
I'm granted an amnesty period and I get a free tax,
which means you just sent them evidence of you committing a felony.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But there's supposed to be an amnesty period where you can prove that you already had it before it started, and you go through all the motions of a tax stamp, and they will give you a tax stamp for free because you already own this thing. Right?
If it qualifies.
Well, here's the thing, though. You get one. If I got one for my pistols, what's to stop me now that I've got a tax stamp? You just put a stock on it and call it a day. Nothing.
Because you didn't register it as an SBR. Here's the other thing about amnesty, though, guys. Remember, we've heard this before. Amnesty means that you're being forgiven or given some sort of clemency for getting a crime.
Clemency, exactly.
Clemency, yeah. And here it's not even a law. It hasn't even passed yet.
Yeah, I haven't broken anything yet.
I don't know about you guys. Have you actually looked at the point scoring system? You basically have to have.
It's impossible.
It is. You have. Well, you could have a basic AR with just your round, your cylinder buffer tube with a pad on it, and iron sights, and that's it. Or a red dot and no iron sights, and that puts you basically at your points limit.
Right.
I was going through and there's no way. A pistol brace and a buffer tube automatically puts you over the points total, if I'm not mistaken, with the receiver.
Which was perfectly legal before this.
Yeah. Well, they still are.
Travis, what if you have the 9mm conversion kit in the gun?
Like
Oh,
a
it doesn't
CMG
matter what it
type
is.
deal?
So it doesn't matter on
accessories
caliber,
on the
then?
receiver. It's accessories on the receiver. It's having the circular buffer tube versus the mil spec. I mean, I've gone through it, and it is the most confusing thing because it's written by non-gun people. So there's stuff in there that doesn't even
No,
like.
it's written by lawyers,
Yeah, like you can't even
Who are
like
non-gun
which is
people?
magnified
which is
optic is like a
which
+2
means-
add-on for it. So like you can't. I mean, it's ridiculous.
that means that they have made it so specifically that it's almost impossible to get it to pass.
Yeah, that of course that it was made with the intent to pass none, so
Yeah.
that they can either take all of the ones that are out there and destroy them, or confiscate and arrest you.
Yeah, and now they have a giant list to do that with.
Remind
Try and
me
register.
how my unfired pistol that I've had in a box for the last 5 years has made the world safer by making it illegal.
I have no idea. You'll have
Remind
to-
me of that. Like, I haven't fired a fucking round out of it, and yet now it's less dangerous because now it's illegal. I built it. It sits in a box.
I
and
don't
now all of a
understand it
sudden
either,
it's
Sean. I
dangerous.
don't. I really don't.
No, the truth is they know that there's millions and millions of us out there that have them, and they just want to inconvenience us as much as they possibly can. That's why it's just to irritate you, man. It's just that little brother that keeps tugging on your shirt, until you get a reaction. So
Well, see, I'm a single child, so I don't understand anything the brother does.
here's the other thing. I have an uncle that is in a wheelchair that has mobility issues, and if he ever wanted to shoot my AR, he would have to have the pistol, the brace, in order to fire the
Yeah,
weapon,
well-
because he does not have use with both of his hands.
Disallowing the brace on specific weapons for disabled people is basically depriving them, one, of their Second Amendment rights, and two, is an ADA violation.
My dad's got a
Mhm.
right shoulder that shot. He can't shoulder the weapon and hold both arms up, but he could hold his left arm up with a brace and shoot the AR with the brace attached. But there's not even like a provision in there for if you are actually like state registered as disabled or handicapped. There's not even anything in there to give you permission to have it. Like you can't.
Now,
Oh,
if
you
there's
can
anybody
do
out
the
there
amnesty
listening
thing, but-
that is disabled and is either in a wheelchair or has to use the pistol brace in order to shoot your guns, please let whatever lawyer is know that they're trying to take your pistol brace away from you, and get a bunch of other like-minded individuals that fit the same description to fight the government for an ADA violation, because that's it is one right there.
People with ADA issues should be fuming pissed right now,
Mm-hmm.
and yet they're not. Why?
I guess there's not enough of them out there.
There's not enough of them angry enough out there.
You know what's sad is that the
Yeah.
press, like whenever I watch these, I used to watch all those little Jen Psaki, Steve Ducey's little boy interviews with each other, the Fox News guy's kid, and Peter Ducey, and the firearms questions like that never came up. I wish that a question like that could have came up, about the
Peter
pistol
Ducey's
braces
not
and
about
what are
that.
disabled Americans supposed to do in order to enjoy their Second Amendment rights if they're being told no, you can't use that,
Right.
I mean, you think if they took away the parking permits from, the millions and millions of people that are handicapped or disabled in the USA, you think they'd go for that? No, not at all. So I'm just saying, you can say, well, I don't know anybody that's disabled that uses a pistol brace. There are people out there that use them, my uncle included. So like there are actual human beings that use these things for their intended purpose. So why they can't just allow it blows my mind,
Yeah, it's just with this whole pistol brace thing. It's ridiculous. It is absolute and utter ridiculous. It was okay before, but now because a different Democrat is in charge that doesn't like it, so you're gonna have to get rid of it. That doesn't make any sense. There's ATF letters stating that it was okay before, but now it's not. Even though they had ATF letters stating it's okay then, now it's not, because the ATF has said, "Oh, we've redecided." Then what was the point of having the letters before?
Feel goodism.
There was no point. It
Feel goodism.
No,
That's what
it wasn't
is.
even that. I argue that it was just wasting people's time.
Government is wasting people's time.
Well, the government always does that. Big surprise there. Anyways, so I really don't want to go on the rest of this article because we know what's going to happen. Okay, in December they're going to drop the decision saying, hey, guess what? You're not going to be able to have pistol brace firearms anymore.
No, stop right there. We are 2 weeks away from the midterms elections, right?
Mm-hmm.
We as voters need to talk to the people we want to vote for and say, you will not allow the ATF to overstep its legal authority because they are not a legislative branch. And if you want my vote, you will slap them down and say, you don't get to determine this. You have 2 weeks from today to tell your elected officials or those vying for your vote to say, listen, the ATF is not a legislative branch. They answer to the Department of Treasury. They are not a lawmaking body. They uphold the law that are in the books by the legislature. They are not the legislature. You tell them, if you want my vote, you better make sure they don't overstep their authority. If you allow them to overstep their authority, you don't get my vote. You start putting that threat into their mind, they will slap the ATF down. They'll say, hey, you're not supposed to be telling people what they can and cannot do. You're supposed to be upholding what we tell you they can and cannot do. If you don't do that in the next 2 weeks, then you don't get to bitch about what happens after.
Right. But again, I don't know the numbers, but contact your local your local
It's not
official.
our responsibility to give you the numbers.
Right.
If you're a concerned citizen in your district or your state or your city, get off your dead ass and go find out who they are and hold them to account. Because we're sick and fucking tired of spoon feeding it to you. Get off your ass and do it yourself.
Okay, I wouldn't necessarily say it like that, but
I will.
But Sean will. So
I did my part. You go do your part. If we all did our part, then this shouldn't happen. If it still happens, it's because somebody failed to do their part.
Wow. All right then.
That's the gist of it. I mean,
right. All right. Again, the determination is supposed to go into effect in December or
but
January.
If they don't make it past the midterms, then there's a month in between.
Right. They don't make it past the midterms. It's a month in between. So there you go.
Like if elected officials tell the ATF, you don't get to do that. You don't do that. You don't get to do that.
Right.
It's essentially what it boils down to. What they're allowed to do and what they're allowed to get away with.
Yep. All right, Travis, you got this. You got another article you wanted to go over.
Yeah, let's bring up some happy news. I don't know if this is ever going to happen, but I think it'd be really cool if it did. You want me to go ahead and start?
Yeah, go for it.
I can kind of skip over a few parts, but it's a pretty lengthy article. But basically,
whatever you need to.
All right, man. Guns.com. Bill would add hundreds of free public shooting ranges. It says legislation proposed in Congress would mandate that each National Forest and Bureau of Land Management district has at least one public recreational shooting range. The Range Access Act, as proposed last week by U.S. Representative Blake Moore, Republican of Utah, aims to build potentially hundreds of new public ranges nationwide. Moore argues that the increase is needed to give the record number of first-time gun owners better access to shooting ranges so they can practice their skills. Legislation is an important step in expanding access to recreational shooting practice. Let me go on. 5-page proposal, only 5 pages, imagine that, was introduced as H.R. 9183 on October 14th, 4 days ago. Its language would direct the U.S. Interior and Agriculture Secretaries to ensure that each BLM district and national forest have a free public shooting range. BLM controls 245 million acres, or 1/10 of America's land base, and I think Bill Gates owns the rest, or Ted Turner, across more than 900 wilderness areas, national monuments, and protected areas, in addition to no less than 154 national forests. And let me skip down. Here's where the information is really important. Sportsmen had deep pockets when it comes to outdoor activities. Out of nearly $7 billion spent on hunting equipment, almost half, $2.9 billion, went to purchase firearms and another $1.4 billion to ammunition. On average, the typical hunter spent $2,237 on their sport in 2016, and I highly doubt that includes sales tax. The largest portion went to trip-related expenses such as food, lodging, and transport, and all that stuff always has extra fees tacked onto it.
It does.
And then, okay, so we're just talking about that. Then let's not forget what we spend if you do hunt for your habitat stamp, your deer tag, or your reserves stamp that you need to go hunt on certain lands. So that stuff generates millions of dollars. I know in Nebraska, that's a huge part of our economy because we have so many people that come hunt here, whether they're out of state buying a permit or in state. It's a pretty big part of our tax base. So, regardless of how crappy the economy gets, people are still going to want to go hunt and people are still going to want to go shooting and planking. I mean, it's a sure thing. So, and the last thing I'll just say is the new bill has the support of several conservation and 2A groups, including the Teddy Roosevelt Conservation Partnership, the Boone and Crockett Club, Delta Waterfowl, Congressional Sportsmen's Foundation, Mule Deer Foundation, Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation, Wild Sheep Foundation, Safari Club International, Ducks Unlimited, National Shooting Sports Foundation. So you've got some heavy hitters on board that could really push this bill. And, and even if it's just a dirt pile to shoot at, just you go at your own risk kind of liability range, which we have here in Nebraska, by the way, on our reserve lands. I think it's a good thing. I really think it is because firing ranges are, there are people that have to commute so many miles to get to their nearest area that they can actually shoot on. Now, granted, okay, nice strike. Not everybody's got land in their backyard that, they want to go shoot on. Here in Nebraska, we raise our food on that.
I wasn't going to mention that, but yes, I do have some. Thank you.
Look, I can't complain because I got a family member that has an acreage that I can go shoot on that's out in the country anytime I want.
You're closer to them now, aren't you?
Yeah, 25-minute drive to get to there. But I mean, actually, honestly, about the same amount of time it takes me to get to the regular range I film at. It's about the same time as it takes me to get to her place. So, yeah.
Can I just say, the state of Texas has 0 acres of BLM land.
Well, I know, and that's one of the problems. Is everything is what private held? Is that what it is? But are there any state park area? Well, they wouldn't do it in state parks, would they?
Nope.
You don't have any national forest?
We have the closest thing to me is Huntsville State Park, and you can't shoot there.
Well, I think it's time to write your congressman there, Sean.
Yeah, I
That's
know.
what you need to do.
Perceivably freest state in the union has no BLM land.
Well, I mean, when you guys got that land from Mexico, everybody kind of divvied it up amongst themselves and didn't think about everybody else.
We gave part of it we gave some of it to Colorado and New Mexico. See, that was our mistake.
That was part of I mean, now that stuff's worth so much money. You gave away your freaking West View. That was what you did.
Lost our leverage.
You did. I don't know why and your water. I mean, what were you guys thinking? I mean, seriously.
I can't.
It's like you since got to Colorado and said, "Oh, it's too damn cold here," and you turned around and went back home.
I was residing in a sack. As dirty as that sounds, I wasn't privy to that conversation.
Well,
I can't
blame the generation before us. It's what we always do. So,
I blame it on my dad. It's your fault. It's all your fault,
right.
Dad. Thanks.
Shame.
But anyway, that's my little soapbox on shooting ranges. I think it's great, especially to give people a safe place to go. I mean, it'd really be a good thing. So, and it's not just because I'm now, a accredited range safety officer. That's more than happy to.
It has nothing to do with it.
No, not at all. No, it's nothing to do with the low rates I would charge you per hour or the accreditation I bring and insurance to your range. If you would like to hire me, give me a call at 308-3. I'm just kidding.
Ooh.
No, I'm just joking. But I am seriously accredited as RSO. Just want to get that out there. So,
Are you?
RSO P11, baby. RSO P11.
Yeah, but you know what? You're not a minister like.
So you took the Sand.
You don't
Hill
know that.
course.
What's that?
You took the Sandhill shooter course.
No, I did the NRA range safety officers course. So I could work for Sandhills if he'd let me. So,
Well,
yeah.
that just because they'll apparently give one to Voda.
You fed the beast.
Yep. Seems like it.
How many pounds of junk mail is in your mailbox every day because of that?
Who?
Mhm.
Me? I haven't got
Yeah.
anything for the NRA at all.
You gotta remember the NRA credentialed Voda as a instructor. So
Yeah,
not
but here's the
best course,
thing,
I
though.
would say.
I know, but as for the actual curriculum itself, a lot of insurance companies, it's like a minimum standard is they'll say you have to have an NRA range safety officer for us to insure you. I mean, love it or hate it, there is a basic standard that they fall on, and it just happens to be that one. Not that you couldn't get RSO from any of the other gun organizations that are out there that you can join, or in the shooting sports foundations and stuff. And I go to all of them, you know.
Sure.
But for a lot of insurance companies, the reality is if they just said this is what, like the one that I go to, Nebraska Shooters, that is their minimum requirement for them to have insurance. So, and who knows, that could have been a deal between the NRA and big insurance. We don't know. To kind of ensure their survival. I will say this, though, the curriculum is really, really good. I mean, it was worth doing, and I learned a lot from it, and I got some great materials from it, and I really did enjoy it. I mean, I thought it was fun. Of all like the 8-hour trainings I've ever gone to, that was probably one of the better ones.
Cool.
And you know what? It could give me some summer employment too. So that's part of it also.
Right.
I need to do that.
Did you do the summer? I worked at a gun range. What?
I definitely need to do that.
All right. DJ Plain Ice is putting the number out there for everyone. So
My phone number?
no, the Capital Switchboard.
Oh, there we go. Thank you, DJ.
So,
Rock
the
on,
Capital
baby.
Capital Switchboard is 202-224-3121. Can connect you with all federal offices. U.S. Senate contact page, he's linking right there, and the House of Representatives page. Check that out. Kingpin says new at Night Strike was the original name of America. Okay. At Night Strike, tell Travis my girlfriend wants me to get a Colt Python. His mind trick is good.
Do it. I have
Bjorn says that or what?
That's what Bjorn says.
Well, I mean, I hope she's got what, $3,500, Sean? Is that what they run?
No, I paid like 16.
Oh,
if
okay.
You can get an original.
Originals bringing 4 to 5.
Originals
right?
are pretty expensive, but
Yeah,
the original, this is gonna be met with bitter hatred. The original ones are shit compared to the new ones because the new ones have better triggers because CZ knows how to do a trigger.
So Bjorn, tell your girlfriend that they've got the Anaconda on sale at Tombstone Tactical for $1,499.
I have both. Recommend.
There you
both.
go. And hope she's got strong hands, Bjorn, because that's going to be a stout gun. Actually, it won't be too bad, but
the 357 is really tame. The 44 Magnum.
Yeah, with that size of barrel on there, that'll
it comes
absorb
with the rubber grip, so it's pretty. Pretty decent. I switched it out for a wood grip. It's more severe. Go 6-inch.
Go 6-inch.
Tell her to get her Estelle Getty on. Stop, or my mom will shoot.
Wow.
I got that one. I bought the 6-inch.
Wow.
I will say this though, the Colt Trooper Mark III, man. If you guys ever get your hands on one of those bad boys, the trigger's magic.
The only one I can find is on Gunbroker.
Pythons and pores.
Yeah, Gunbroker's got them for about $1,200. I mean, I'd be more than happy to buy one.
For $1,200, you might as well get the Python. By the way,
until you try, until you try a really like an aftermarket trigger for the first time, or until you try a really, really nice revolver, you don't realize just how good of a double action, single action pull is actually out there.
Yes.
I see a Colt Trooper Mark III.
What you're saying is you got the
$875 on Gunbroker.
If anyone from Colt is watching or listening, please bring back the Colt Kodiak and do it in 454 Casole. Thanks.
Right.
I'll buy one.
Yep. So
got the recoil spring and the hammer spring. So yeah.
So I don't see any other comments out there other than what we had already. Again, if anybody has any comments, anything they'd like us to go over this evening, please go ahead and put it out there in the side chat. If you're out there listening, if you haven't said anything already and you are listening out there, say something in the side chat and let us know you're there.
Tell me to shut up.
Don't worry.
I got a quick little topic to bring up.
Don't worry. I will tell you to shut up when I want you to shut up, Sean.
No, they're going to tell me.
Well, they're not in charge of hit or miss. So, Travis, you said you had something else you wanted to share. Go for it.
Yeah. Has anybody heard of anything good that's going to be showing off at SHOT Show at all? Anything new or cool or anything new coming in, being imported or anything? Have you guys heard any gossip at all or not? Anything good?
No, I can't have
No?
anything innovative for the next 6 years.
No, you can't. You were on the mac and cheese and Maruchan diet.
I am Team Maruchan for the next 6 years.
You need to get your truck wrapped in Maruchan instead of
Team
cow spots.
Maruchan?
My truck's gonna be wrapped in black and white cow spots. Thank you.
You're
And
gonna
you
need
can get the
Maruchan
horn.
in order to keep those payments up.
Yes. Yes.
And I even found him the horn for under $40.
You did find me the horn for $38.
Sean, did you move out the Thunderbird or not?
No, I kept it.
You got it? Okay.
He just decided to buy a truck.
Yes.
Oh, I would. I don't blame him. They're not kidding. For what he paid for that, that's like half the price of a new truck these days. Literally.
No,
I mean,
I know.
seriously.
I know.
Like
And that's still painful, but yes, that's exactly.
a
Yeah.
base Silverado 2-wheel drive is like 35 grand. I mean, that's with the 4-banger in it. I mean, yeah, you're better off buying something 5 years old, even if it's got, whatever 60, 70, 80,000 miles on it, especially if you can get a higher trim. Dude, truck prices are just insane.
They are.
They definitely are. They definitely are. All right. No, he did not see your picture in gun pics. Let me go look at that.
What's going on?
For those that don't know, I've been going on about this all the time, but I got an M1 carbine recently. I think I showed what it looked like before, but if not, I'll screen share that again. So let me get this out of the way so we can try and see if it works. Screen sharing hasn't been always working. That's the problem. All right, let's do this. Screen share. Let's see. Is that working? Oh, give it a second or two for the YouTube to get over that. I'm just gonna assume it's working, and if it doesn't work, then I will change it. So let's go with that. It's working. All right, so I got this M1 carbine, $400 at pawn shop. Okay, because my local gun shop's a pawn shop. All right, pretty good deal. Came with the bayonet. Came with 2 30-round magazines. Did not like the scope on it. Did not like the stock. Okay.
Oh,
No. Keep going.
So, but check this out. All right.
How much was the new stock? Nice, Rick.
The new stock was only about $75.
Oh, that's not bad.
But yeah, let's see.
Sad
That's
that
what
those
that's-
stock cost so much. There you go.
that is what it looks like now.
Oh,
With
Ah.
cheese dinner.
It's got the cheese grater handguard because unfortunately when I bought the stock I didn't know handguard didn't come with it. So I asked the guy who sold it to me, "Where's the handguard?" He had no idea because that's how we got it.
I think it looks
what was
great.
the handguard in the picture?
Handguard was not in the picture. So
Okay. How much is a handguard if you want to get one? Hey, I got a phone call, guys. I got to take this. I'll talk to you in a little bit. Okay. I'll
All
try
right.
to get back on. Okay.
all right, handguard is probably going to run me between probably anywhere between 20 to 40, 50
No,
bucks.
leave it the way it is. I think it looks
No.
fantastic.
I like it too. I like it as is too. But again, Anyways, so I've got a perfect M1 carbine now instead of Bubba, M1 carbine. So there's that. Just thought I'd let that out there. Bjorn is saying he's got 2 pictures and gun pics. So I'm gonna go look for those. Which one has he got?
Oh, the Luger, probably. He's got a gorgeous Luger.
Let's see. Yeah, he's got a couple. I mean, check this out. I think he's got his own K31.
I got one of those. It's a Luger.
eventually you got one.
Eventually, you got one with a
I've got like
working
an 80
bolt.
I have an 80% K31.
You had an 80% K31.
No, it's
So-
still. I gotta get a magazine and a couple of screws for it.
So there's that. That's from Bjorn. I'm waiting for it to come up on the YouTube side so I can change it. All right. And there's this Luger. How's that look?
That movie's gorgeous.
That Luger is gorgeous, isn't it? I think that's a Swiss he had converted to 9mm. Or a Swedish. One or two. All right. And then Scott's showing off his new 40.
Probably
grips
something.
for the 40.
There we go. There's my RPK that I got the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Sean, you can't pressure me to buy any more guns. I cannot
No, we're
financially
good.
recover.
We're good. You got it.
All right.
You got the one.
Scott apparently got a 12 gauge shotgun.
Yes. Of the
Yeah.
forbidden Russian type.
Yeah, but you've got the magwell. I hate that magwell there.
I can change that.
I hope you do. I hope you do.
No,
Yeah,
I will probably end up when I'm not poor.
Grizzly Hazard is posting out there too. You know,
Because I do
some
have
of
to
his cool
finish.
stuff.
I do have to finish paying for my other layaway gun.
Mr. F&H is posting some of his stuff. Watch out. We got a badass over here.
Oh shit! Is he still around?
Firefighter got an M1 Garand. Look at that.
There he goes.
There we go. After that, Grizzly Hazard is showing off his scar.
Overrated.
Yeah. Mr. F&H is
Scars.
one of his scars. Which,
Like I said,
you know,
overrated.
say what you will, but he can take some pretty nice pictures, I tell you that.
You know how I got these scars?
I don't want to know. I hope you've learned to stop picking your nose. Grizzly Hazard is showing off his Beretta. Look at
The
that.
only thing I can show off is my new finished puka knives, and they're not even worth showing off.
No,
I
they're
like
not.
them,
Really.
but they're not guns. So
So that. That's a really nice Beretta, I'll tell you that. It's like there's the guy who was actually issued to. There you go. There's Bjorn's revolver right there.
I have a few of those.
Yeah, that's the 460 Smith & Wesson.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I see you are a man of culture.
He is a man of culture. Look at that thing. Wow.
I too am a man of culture.
Yeah. And again, you know, there's the M1 carbine, so it looks nicer now. So with that, we're done with show and tell.
Yeah.
So I guess we're about ready to call it. Unless anybody else has anything.
No.
So I just figured we'd go through some gun porn because we had time. Yep. So Scott, you got any words of wisdom for everybody out there?
2 to the chest, 1 to the head.
That works. Sean, you got any words of wisdom? Anything you want people to know about?
Always wash your hands before eating chicken nuggets.
Yes, and check out the War Room every Friday night at what time do we do it?
8:30 Central Standard Time on Fridays. If you ever want to know what the meaning of always wash your hands before chicken nuggets, ask me on Friday.
Yep. And Travis had to take a phone call, so Travis, you know where to find Travis P11. If you don't, where have you been? Where have you been?
Nonsense, right?
Now, anyways, and with that, we'll see you guys possibly next week. I don't know.
We'll see you Friday.
I still have the poll going for whether or not we should host Hit or Miss, you know, bi-weekly, you know, bi-monthly, that kind of thing, because I'm still on the fence. I honestly, I know everybody wants me to do it weekly, but the problem is I kind of getting burnt out from doing it weekly.
You can
I
see
really
me
am.
tomorrow at Rick's midweek report.
So tomorrow Rick's doing his midweekly report because he's changed the name. You might want to go check it out. It's on. What's his new channel name?
No, he'll be on the original one. Get in
Okay.
before the ban because he's one strike away from losing his channel.
Yeah, it's at Rick's Life as I see it. So
Yep.
check that out.
Mm-hmm.
What else? Don't forget Travis this Caliber Corner every Saturday morning at what's it? 9 Eastern, 8 Central.
Before you know.
I believe that's right. So he's going to be talking about this week. He's going to be talking about some interesting topics. So,
Oh, hey, mention Kyle Rittenhouse's new channel.
oh yes. For those that didn't know, Kyle Rittenhouse, who got who we all watched his court hearing because I wanted to support him in some way possible, and I wanted to see how that went, and he pulled through, and they pulled through. He had some pretty good lawyers, and they pulled him through. And that judge, I tell you, that judge wouldn't take any sass from those lawyers, and he's like, no.
You mean from Fluffer Boy?
Oh, from Fluffer Boy, yes, yeah, but
Stop asking if his sister's in.
Yeah.
Stop asking if his sister is available.
I'm not going to. I'm not interested in his sister.
No,
Right.
we know Sean's interested in Ben Shapiro's sister.
Yes. Yeah. Anyways, but Kyle Rittenhouse has a YouTube channel now, so check that out. So with that,
he's had it for like 3 days, and he's got like 40,000 subs.
More
Yeah.
than all of us combined.
you know where most of his subs came from? Probably Brandon Herrera, because he's with
Yeah.
he's in the intro with him.
Yeah.
Most of his subs came from was it Honan Muhammad or whatever the fuck.
Okay, hold
No.
on. Get down.
Hank Strange's followers.
Get down. We've got Daniel out there saying he gives us a $2 super chat saying host it thrice daily. No, Daniel, I cannot host it thrice daily. Not even for $6 a day.
Let me tell you, we host our lobby chat for working stips every day, and we've been doing it for over 2 years now.
Yeah.
So
So
come on in, join, come chat with us, come shoot the shit. We're here every day, all day.
DJ Play Nice says just host hit or miss annually. I'd like to do that. I really would, but I'm gonna have to do something about that. So I will decide one way or the other whether to host it. Oh God, we got Vin's reviews out there now, Sean.
Oh my god. This guy here. He did one cameo voiceover for Fifth Element, and now all of a sudden he thinks that everybody wants to know what he's talking about.
Yeah. And no, go to Sean. It's on Sean Ponery's his Discord. So go to Sean Ponery's YouTube channel, and he's got a Discord link in almost every video he's got. Just click on that. And that's where the afternoon the all day lobbies are. It's
Correct.
a voice chat. It's a voice chat. So if you're not comfortable talking with us, well then you
You can shoot some shit with us there.
you got problems.
Just basically anytime you find my War Room video, the link to the Discord's in there. It's open to everybody. You can
Whoa.
join.
Whoa, we got a badass over here. G Webs is saying bicentennially. Then people will really look forward to the shows. I don't know if we can have many more other than that. We would only maybe able to have like one more, and we'd be old as dirt if we were still alive. So, I don't know.
If we get our bicentennial man bodies, we can do this as long as we want.
Yep. All right, guys. What
Money's
else?
spent.
I guess that's it. That's it. We'll try. I'm gonna try and do something. Maybe Thursday if Travis isn't doing anything on Thursdays anymore. I will
Maybe
try.
finish the Puerto Rico mission in Washington.
I will try and do something on Thursday. We'll see. It all depends on what happens. So with that, we will see you all later. Thank you all for listening. This was Hit or Miss. And shall not be infringed.
Shall not pee in fridge.
No, shall not be infringed. No fringes.
Slava Ukraine.
Slava Ukraini, Heroyam Slava, and
See.
go, you know the thing.
See Friday.
How do I turn this damn